Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
A system of related measures that facilitates the quantification of some particular characteristic. The rhythmic arrangement of syllables. A function of a topological space that gives, for any 2 points in the space, a value equal to the distance between them. A decimal unit of measurement of the metric system, based on meters and kilograms and seconds. Convert all the measurements to metric units. Based on the meter as a standard of measurement. The metric system. A system of related measures that facilitates the quantification of some particular characteristic. Having notes of fixed rhythmic value. Carefully thought out in advance. With measured irony. Unhurried and with care and dignity. Walking at the same measured pace. The rhythmic arrangement of syllables. The rhythmic arrangement of syllables. Based on the meter as a standard of measurement. Metrical equivalence. A function of a topological space that gives, for any 2 points in the space, a value equal to the distance between them. A decimal unit of measurement of the metric system, based on meters and kilograms and seconds. Convert all the measurements to metric units. Recurring with measured regularity. The rhythmic chiming of church bells. Recurring with measured regularity. Rhythmical prose. Rhythm is given by division into parts of equal duration. Prosody. The accent in a metrical foot of verse. The basic unit of length adopted under the Système International Dunites, approximately 1.094 yards. Any of various measuring instruments for measuring a quantity. Measure with a meter. Meter the flow of water. Stamp with a meter indicating the postage. Meter the mail. A statute in draft before it becomes law. How much there is or how many there are of something that you can quantify. A basis for comparison. A reference point against which other things can be evaluated. They set the measure for all subsequent work. Any maneuver made as part of progress toward a goal. The situation called for strong measures. Determine the measurements of something or somebody, take measurements of. The act or process of assigning numbers to phenomena according to a rule. The measurements were carefully done. Express as a number or measure or quantity. Prosody. The accent in a metrical foot of verse. Measuring instrument having a sequence of marks at regular intervals. Used as a reference in making measurements. Musical notation for a repeating pattern of musical beats. Evaluate or estimate the nature, quality, ability, extent, or significance of. A container of some standard capacity that is used to obtain fixed amounts of a substance. Have certain dimensions. This table surfaces measures 20 inches by 36 inches. How much there is or how many there are of something that you can quantify. Add up in number or quantity. The bills amounted to $2,000. A quantity of money. The amount he had in cash was insufficient. A quantity obtained by the addition of a group of numbers. Develop into. This idea will never amount to anything. Be tantamount or equivalent to. Her action amounted to a rebellion. The relative magnitude of something with reference to a criterion. An adequate amount of food for 4 people. How much there is or how many there are of something that you can quantify. An adequate or large amount. He had a quantity of ammunition. The concept that something has a magnitude and can be represented in mathematical expressions by a constant or a variable. Mathematics. A mathematical relation such that each element of a given set, the domain of the function, is associated with an element of another set, the range of the function. Mathematics. A mathematical relation such that each element of a given set, the domain of the function, is associated with an element of another set, the range of the function. Plan, delineate, or arrange in detail. Map one's future. To establish a mapping of mathematical elements or sets. A diagrammatic representation of the Earth's surface, or part of it. Depict as if on a map. Sorrow was mapped on the mother's face. Explore or survey for the purpose of making a map. We haven't even begun to map the many galaxies that we know exist. Locate within a specific region of a chromosome in relation to known DNA or gene sequences. Map the genes. Make a map of. Show or establish the features of details of. Map the surface of Venus. Mathematics. A mathematical relation such that each element of a given set, the domain of the function, is associated with an element of another set, the range of the function. Mathematics. A mathematical relation such that each element of a given set, the domain of the function, is associated with an element of another set, the range of the function. Genetics. The process of locating genes on a chromosome. The actions and activities assigned to or required or expected of a person or group. The function of a teacher. Perform as expected when applied. Mathematics. A mathematical relation such that each element of a given set, the domain of the function, is associated with an element of another set, the range of the function. A vaguely specified social event. A seemingly endless round of social functions. Serve a purpose, role, or function. The table functions as a desk. What something is used for. The function of an auger is to bore holes. A set sequence of steps, part of larger computer program. Perform duties attached to a particular office or place or function. A formal or official social gathering or ceremony. It was a black tie function. A relation such that one thing is dependent on another. Height as a function of age. Any division of quantity accepted as a standard of measurement or exchange. An organization regarded as part of a larger social group. The coach said the offensive unit did a good job. Any division of quantity accepted as a standard of measurement or exchange. The dollar is the United States unit of currency. An assemblage of parts that is regarded as a single entity. The team is a unit. A single undivided natural thing occurring in the composition of something else. Units of nucleic acids. An individual or group or structure or other entity regarded as a structural or functional constituent of a whole. Reduced the number of units and installations. A single undivided whole. An idea is not a unit that can be moved from one brain to another. Computer science. a program designed for general support of the processes of a computer. A computer system provides utility programs to perform the tasks needed by most users. The quality of being of practical use. Used a beef. Usable but inferior. A company that performs a public service, subject to government regulation. Capable of substituting in any of several positions on a team. A utility infielder. A facility composed of one or more pieces of equipment connected to or part of a structure and designed to provide a service such as heat or electricity or water or sewage disposal. Economics. A measure that is to be maximized in any situation involving choice. The service, electric power or water or transportation, provided by a public utility. A system of units for measuring lumber based on the board foot. A system for measuring the concentration of sugar solutions. Measurement of angles in radians. A basis for comparison. A reference point against which other things can be evaluated. The ideal in terms of which something can be judged. A system of measurement of information based on the probabilities of the events that convey information. A system of evaluation based on awarding points according to rules. A system of graduating sizes of type in multiples of the point. A system of writing or printing using patterns of raised dots that can be read by touch. An international scale of wind force from 0, air, to 12, hurricane. A scale from 0 to 12 for the force of the wind. A basis for comparison. A reference point against which other things can be evaluated. The schools comply with federal standards. Any distinctive flag. Conforming to the established language usage of educated native speakers. Standard English. The ideal in terms of which something can be judged. They live by the standards of their community. The value behind the money in a monetary system. Regularly and widely used or sold. A standard size. A board measure equals 1980 board feet. An upright pole or beam, especially one used as a support. Distance was marked by standards every mile. Commonly used or supplied. Standard procedure. Conforming to or constituting a standard of measurement or value, or of the usual or regularized or accepted kind. Windows of standard width. Established or well-known or widely recognized as a model of authority or excellence. A standard reference work. A system of units used to express the weight of something. System of measurement for length and weight and duration. A system of measuring temperature.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.